gentlemen, for the thousands joining us live and the millions joining us around the world, it's time to meet the players. Both our players are from England, firstly taking part in his second World Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the winner of 4 Challenge Tours. He's into his first ever TV semi-final. A Players' Championship event winner. Ladies and gentlemen, Shaggy Scott Williams! Gentlemen, the winner of the Grand Slam, a World Grand Prix champion, a Players' Championship Finals winner, and the former World Youth Champion. Time to meet Luke
One finalist confirmed. So who then joins Luke Littler here in the final tomorrow night? Well, we have that man there, the pre-tournament favourite Luke Humphries up against Scott Williams. Well, before the tournament started, most people predicted Humphries would still be in it at this point. After winning 3 of the last 4 majors, he got off to a bit of an underwhelming start against Lee Evans, then had to produce just an outrageous comeback with the wrong darts as well against Ricardo Pietreczko. He was then involved in a battle of the ages with Joe Cullen, which he just about edged. But last night in the quarter-finals, well, he blew Dave Chisnell away 5-1 with an average of 103.5, and that looked, well, exactly like the Luke Humphries who had won major after major. But if you predicted that Scott Williams would be in the last 8, well, fair play to you. But to be fair, he has deserved his spot here. As much as Michael van Gerwen was having an off night last night, Williams showed great composure, the biggest win of his career, a 96 average and another clinical display on the outer ring. He'd seen off another 2 players in the top 10 before that as well, in David Hetter and Danny Noppert. For someone who'd had a pretty poor 2023, well, 2024 is looking excellent already. These two met a couple of times last year. Both meetings came on the Pro Tour, and it was 1 win apiece. So it's set up nicely. Right then, for the last time tonight, let's head to comms and join John Parr and Dan Dawson.
Good evening. Yes, it is expected of Luke Humphries to be fighting it out for the biggest title in the sport. He has been the best player in the world over the last few months, but in Scott Williams' own words, his run to the semi-finals of the World Championship and moving into the top 32 in the world is ridiculous. But it gets yet more ridiculous tonight here at Ali Pali. The winner in this £100,000 game of darts, but so much more than that, will face 16-year-old Luke Littler for the title tomorrow.
Yeah, that would seem like a huge opportunity on the surface. But if you we're paying any attention, that might not seem so great a thing. Definitely Luke Littler is ready for this event.
Well, Scott Williams has been ready for the battle from the word go in this tournament, as Emma has just listed the quality of opponent that he has taken out already. 3 members of the top 10. Top 2 for the Netherlands, the number 2 from Germany, the number 1 from Australia, the Asian Championship winner. And that is the first 180 of the match. He's done it all with his trademark swagger.
Scully require 133.
So early break chance. And he does like these big finishes.
93. Luke require 160.
A big one, but a straightforward one. Needed another in the treble. Well, this is a great opportunity for Scott Williams. Double 10. That'll do it.
Scott Williams.
Yeah, third dart's as good as the first. Getting the job done, especially the first leg of a match. The main thing is getting it hit, not starting on a negative note.
Well, raced through the first set last night against Michael van Gerwen, won it 3-0, and seemed very keen to point out to Michael that he just won it 3-0. Although he did say afterwards, I was actually quite a good boy in that match. I didn't overdo it.
Yeah. So it depends which guidebook you're using. There's been speculation on what he uses for a guidebook here and there.
First maximum to Humphries. There could be bucket loads of 180s in this contest.
I hope so. We had plenty in the first tonight. But really, this one could outdo that, I think.
Williams sticking in there, but this for a break back immediately. Double 12 for Luke Humphries. And they're the sorts of legs he is producing on such a regular basis. Has taken him to all these titles. The World Grand Prix, the Grand Slam, the Players' Championship finals, the 3 big ones that he has won. He has only lost 1 of his last 25 games of darts on big TV stages. Scott Williams, by contrast, this is his 19th game in his entire career in a big TV tournament.
Well, 20 years ago, that would have sounded like a slew of them. In this age, it isn't too many, is it?
Just opens the door. It's on 40 for Williams, had given him a real chance here. Wow.
90.
Couple of 25s there would have got him down to 170, which is the thinking. He is going to have some pretty funky use of the board, Scott Williams. This should be a pretty straightforward on the treble 19s, though. Couldn't get it.
Yeah, 74 left now, and options on that as well.
96. Luke requires 60.
I wasn't thinking a 20 would be one of them, but it's okay. Double 10. And that's a double-double out. That's sort of half the time attempt at a double-double. You just throw it up high there, and if you get the tops, then, well, you get that double 10. Well, it's 2 apiece. And here we are at the beginning of leg 4.
Already feels like there's going to be a good rhythm and pace to this game that should suit the pair of them.
81.
And it suits us. Like a good pace.
39.
Remember when Scott Williams made his TV debut at the Grand Slam of Darts in 2022? Got up on stage, played at 3 times his normal pace, didn't even realise he was doing it, the adrenaline coursing through his body. It's only when he watched it back that he went, oh yeah, that's not my normal game. That's what these sorts of environments can do to you.
Scott Uruguay 170.
What can Scott Williams do to this? Well, he can't take it out. Chance to wrap up the set incoming for Luke Humphries.
Uruguay 94.
Well, he might stay at the target. He's left 90. Well, he's opted for double 15. And just on the wire, and it's that same double that Scott needs now to extend the set. And no problem at all. First start in, and that's what you do. You attack the odd doubles if you're going there first start.
What sensible play from Luke Humphries there, wasn't it? He blocked. Treble 18 is the obvious choice. Would have left double 18. That's what he would have done had he not blocked the bet. But he's not been shackled to that finish. He realised there were other options, and it's better to have a chance at any double than no chance at all. Particularly when you've got the darts to the next leg and you've whacked in a 180 in your first 2 visits.
48.
Just a casual 115 average right now in the opening set from Luke Humphries.
58. Luke Uruguay 129.
Freedom to do whatever he wants from here. Although, even that 5, yeah.
Even that, yeah. Now treble 16. Oh, or that. Well, he's a big single away from top, so he really did have a cozy position there.
He's not really got any less cozy after that visit. So 17 for double top for the opening set, and an authoritative one at that from cool hand Luke Humphries. It took a deciding leg, but he's averaging close to 110. Welcome back to Alexandra Palace in semi-finals night. It is Scott Williams, the showman, against cool hand Luke Humphries, the man who will go to the top of the world rankings if he wins this game tonight. And he's taken the first set in a deciding leg and done so in some style as well. 110 average in that opening set from Luke Humphries. He really did arrive in this tournament in the quarterfinals with a demolition job on Dave Chisnell, a man who's been his kryptonite over the last 12 months. There's only Scott Williams and now Luke Littler stand between Humphries and a maiden World Championship title.
Yeah, you know he's going to be focused. I mean, he's as excited as anybody right now, but you still got a job to do tonight, that's for sure. And I think as strong a performance as possible by Humphries tonight helps him going forward in the battle of wills.
Well, you've been in this position, John, where you've been playing in a big tournament, whether it's the World Championship or whatever, and you know that if you go out there and win your game, you're up against the guy who's just played, and everybody's talking about him. He's played amazing. He's the name on everybody's lips. What does that do to you when you go up there? Does it improve your focus? Does it distract you?
Yeah, you got to be ready for it. And generally speaking, you hear me in comms all this. Well, I don't know if they can repeat that performance. So I try to say, no, there's no way you can do that twice in a row. You know, you get that in your head, but you're ready in case he does. You try to be. But yeah, I mean, you have to always spin things around to your favor when you're preparing for a match. And the bull would have spun this set in his favor on a break. But Scott's still with this 144, and he's staying there. That was the whole throw, though, Dan.
25.
It's a big opportunity now.
Double 8 is there. Luke Humphries makes it back-to-back legs. 1 to win the first set, 1 to break at the start of the second.
Decent doubling percentages as you expect, and the standard being played at the moment.
It really has been the finishing that Scott Williams has relied upon over the course of this tournament. Started his campaign magnificently, hitting more than half his darts at double in various combination checkouts as he overcame Haruki Muramatsu and Danny Noppert. Some crucial stuff at crucial times against Martin Schindler. But it's only any good being able to finish if you're on finishers in legs. And at the minute, Luke Humphries is threatening to blow him away in the score.
Yeah, sometimes you leave him, but you don't get a chance at him either. Double 16. And he did that exactly as he wanted to. You love when you go for the 25er bull and get that bull. Really, it's...
42.
You feel so clinical then, and the treble seems so much easier on the treble 13.
Well, the 1-2-1. It's not the biggest finish in the world, but if you go ball, treble 13, double 16, as Luke Humphries has just done there, it is 3 perfect darts. It's as good as a 1-6-4 or whatever. Arguably better. Going to different targets around the board, some you don't go to that often. Technically, it's magnificent.
Yeah, well, we see that way of going mostly when other players aren't on a finish, but more and more on high finishes as well, as was the case there.
Third max for Scotty Williams. Humphries needs one himself to get down to a finish, and he's done exactly that.
Well, these now chances for 12 dart legs. Scott won't do it. Humphries just had a 12 dart leg and with an impressive finish. Can he do it again?
Oh, another. To leave double 8. It is flawless. What a set from Luke Humphries. He has powered through that. And if you thought set 1 was good, that was better. And Scott Williams knows what he's up against.
Yeah, welcome back to semi-finals night, where it is so far so good for Luke Humphries. In fact, it is very good. Coolhand Luke has just averaged nearly 119 in set 2. He leads Scott Williams in our second semi-final. But if you missed it earlier, it was very silly of you. Luke Littler with a really special performance over Rob Cross. He is the youngest player ever to reach the final of the World Darts Championship. It was sensational. Abby has just been chatting to some fans in the fan village about that.
Phenomenal. I'm recently a mum myself, and oh my god, I'm proud of him. I'm not even old enough to have a 16-year-old, and I know he looks older than 16, but oh my gosh.
When I was 16, all I was doing was going to the park, having a good time with my mates. He's on the alley pally, just getting a geezer, 8th in the world, Rob Cross, and he's just like, do you know what, mate? Do me a favour. Bang, bang.
Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, what he is doing for his age, it is so special. It is so special. It is obscene. I genuinely think if he goes on to win this, it is by far the greatest achievement by a 16-year-old ever. I didn't think anything could top Wayne Rooney. This will top Wayne Rooney.
I cannot believe his age. He is absolutely amazing. I can't even believe he's 16. He's just out of this world.
First leg is Luke to throw first. Game on.
Well, Luke Humphries raced through the first 2 sets. Can that continue? Everybody has got very, very excited about Luke Littler, and quite rightly so. Even the man dressed as a giant baby in the fans village. But
33.
Luke Humphries might end up lighting up the palace in even more devastating fashion in terms of the standard.
Well, the standard so far is higher. I think one thing about Littler's performance, though, that was impressive is Rob Cross did ask the questions. A lot of questions early going, and Littler had the answers. He was able to supply good turns and survive pressure moments and all the things we wondered a little bit about, because he seemingly has had things pretty much his own way. He made that look his own way in the end again, but it really wasn't all his own way.
All Luke Humphries here. He doesn't need to go for it, but he goes for it and he hits it.
Well, the last 3 legs, 1-2-1 out, 1-3-2 out, and now a 170 out.
His first 170 finish of the tournament.
Oh, check that, 136 out. I sold him short on that last one.
Big numbers. Huge numbers. Everywhere you look, Luke Humphries is in the zone.
Well, when you get these runs of like 3 12-dart legs in a row and stuff, it's the sort of stuff you dream about as a dart player. It's unstoppable, these sorts of runs. So you want this to last as long as possible.
Well, he was dreaming about the perfect leg there, Luke Humphries, certainly. You could see the reaction, missing the 6th dart.
Well, he's got a really good chance at a 4th consecutive 12 or better. Which, that just sounds silly in any case. It's special.
425, looking at 58.
Single 18 for double top. And he's not missing at the minute. But he's wired that.
And somehow, Scott has a decent opportunity here, but it is to hold throw. Needs going for double-double. Oh, what a great shot. And that's the Scott Williams we've come to know in this event.
It does not matter about the situation. Scott Williams is going to strut about the place, and he is going to have that swagger. It doesn't matter if the other guy's averaging 114 against him. It's just part of it, no matter the pressure of the situation. Look, you expect to see the Fonz in Happy Days, but you don't expect to see him strolling through a scene in Apocalypse Now. But Scott Williams, he just brings that attitude, whatever the circumstance.
Although Robin Williams was in Good Morning Vietnam.
42.
True enough. Is he in again? Of course he is. It's 7 180s now for Coolhound. He's only missed 4 darts at double in this match, 2 of in that last leg.
434. 57.
Now this is a good setup opportunity. You like to rattle a big one in here and hope you can come back. Then again, he does it the other way around a lot of the time. A wee setup with the big finish.
57. Making 146.
2 treble 19s. Not going to get him. He'll raise the eyebrows from Luke Humphries.
95.
It looked like he was going to steamroller this set
47.
a moment ago, and now it's in doubt.
57. Making 51.
Not too much doubt about this 19 and double 16.
Well, you know he's going to score well, Luke Humphries, when he's flowing, and he is flowing tonight. If he finishes like he is doing... Oh, look away 180 attempt from Scott Williams.
As you just said, he's going to be himself. He's just going to do what he wants, when he wants. No stress at all.
I mean, it is flashy, but he has already let go of the dime. It's not really a blind 180 attempt.
434.
Well, that last leg was the 11th leg of the match, and it was the first one over 15 darts down. is a great standard we've had here. It was only 17 as well. I mean, it was a decent leg.
Well, look, right now, Luke Humphries is averaging more than 111. If he's still averaging that and wins this leg, it'll be 3-0 up in sets. Now, there are plenty of matches in the history of this tournament. You only need 3 sets to win them. And if his average was that high, it'd be the 2nd or 3rd highest in the history of this event. In fact, that would make it the 2nd highest, that visit there. But double 18 for Scott Williams. Double 9. Misses.
146.
Well, yeah, this is a huge opportunity now. And double 16, you can't miss that. No, he did. He can't believe he did. He's been in such an automatic kind of a mode in this match, and it's a bit of a shock when he does miss on a combination.
Double 4 is there. We are going to a deciding leg of the set, but it is one where Luke Humphries has the dart. He has already missed a set dart. It's a best of 11 match, of course. This doesn't need to be won by Scott Williams, but it will make his job so much easier if he can win it. And that makes it easier. Holding the pose. Hasn't backed it up with anything, and the advantage switches back to Humphries.
Well, now he's thinking, okay, 2, 6, 3, and 6. He can't stop me if I get a decent throw here. And he's getting a very decent turn. And that he'll be happy enough with that, I'm pretty sure. Come back with a chance at a set.
That will delight Scott Williams, but he will still feel that he might have to take this in this visit. Treble 18 and bull. Looks at the score, he's got to go for it. Can he take it?
126.
Similar shot.
Yeah, similar also to the 2 treble 19s effort he just missed on.
Good.
Bull, though, he only needed the single on one of the darts, and he capitalizes and grabs set 3 away from Williams, who just had a thought, maybe I'm going to get this. I'm going to come back with this 25 and take this, but no. Denied. Williams with his 4th ton plus finish of the match.
He's 9-4 up in legs, he's 3-0 up in sets, and pretty much half of his legs he's won with ton plus finishes, including some huge ones.
83.
At what point does Mr. Williams start getting concerned, John? About 2 hours before they started playing?
Yeah, listen, we were talking maybe never. I don't know. He's going to be himself up there. He saw his buddy Rob Cross pull off one of the greatest comebacks ever and anywhere in darts, and he'll think, I can do that sort of stuff too. Maybe if he gets down 5-0, they can better it, right?
Playing possum.
Well, he could, but I don't think he wants to be there. But if he got there, he might start thinking like that.
21.
Leaves him 80. He does have unshakable self-belief to Scott Williams. He is a ranking title winner, of course.
Well, then there's a lot of different mentalities up on those stages and that work as well.
Double top. And Williams leads in this set. Nod of the head. It's all going according to plan. Never out of it in set play, and of course it was the semi-final stages about a decade ago. So that astonishing comeback from Adrian Lewis against James Wade, 5-1 down, won it 6-5. Scott Williams will not want to have to do that sort of thing, but it's already a rather precarious position in which he finds himself.
Well, the last 6 legs gone with the throw here, and Scott wouldn't mind that to keep going, and they could take this set.
Yeah, I mean, in leg play, it's only 9-5, isn't it? You know, if it was a pure match play game, you would feel that this isn't beyond him.
And the good thing about that, it's a four-leg differential, but in set play, you don't have to close that gap, really. So it's not even an issue for Scott. But he does have to get some sets under his belt.
65.
Would have loved a fifth 180 would have got him down to a finish, but as it is, Luke Humphries has got a little bit of time. May not need it. Doesn't need it. 96 taken out to level the set.
But more and more when he does have to throw, the pressure's on him. You wouldn't be able to tell looking at this. He's still going for blind 180 shots. I don't know, I might prioritize the 9-dart effort over that, but that's me.
Well, Luke Humphries didn't look away.
I don't think he ever looks away from a target.
But he's focused throughout this tournament. When he started the campaign, he wasn't playing particularly well. Had to battle his way back, but he's got better and better as this tournament's gone on, and that's another 5 perfect darts to start a leg. And you can see he knows he's playing well enough to produce a perfect leg. He's done it 3 times in the last 12 months.
Well, Scott will get the first chance at an out here. Not likely to be as good as what Humphries will leave, though.
81. It's going to go 127.
For a first plus finish in the match for Scott Williams, it is on to the 17 segment. Now the ball.
102. They're going to go at 100.
The way this man hits those treble 20s, you figure 2 darts for tops. Double 10.
90.
Williams dodges a hit to the body there. 9 for double 8 to hold throw. Well done, Scott Williams.
Well, for the first time in this match, Scott Williams finds himself 2-1 up in a set. And again, his finishing is good. It was superb. In crucial moments against Michael Van Gerwen, taking the number 2 seed out in the quarterfinal stages.
Be a switch here? No. Well, that is a bit cocky in its own way, considering Williams only needs 100 to leave a finish.
Well, it's either cocky or it's just such unshakable belief that if he's got the marker darts there, he is going to follow. Would have left a bogey number if he didn't get another treble. Now it's treble 20. Now it's double top. And that is utterly stupendous from Luke Humphries. 180, 125 out. Other players you might have criticised for that being, well, poor tactical play, you've decreased your chances, but he's taken a gamble, it's paid off.
Well, there you see 5-ton plus finishes. But all of that aside, Williams still has the chance to hold throw here to take his first set of the match. It really was inconsequential to Scott Williams here. It doesn't take his opportunity away.
It doesn't. But you're expecting he's going to be under pressure. If he does get down to a finish first, if he does get down to a double first, you don't expect him to have time and breathing space.
Well, it's present tense now. He's under pressure.
140.
Oh, what a quality Humphries has brought into this match. And this is his best effort yet.
46.
This is the best effort yet in terms of the numbers from anybody in this tournament. If this is
yes, if he sees it out, that's for sure.
100.
There can be dips, but he doesn't look like he's doing any dipping in this match. It's getting better.
Yeah, if this was first round territory, it's already one of the great performances. If it was
93.
third or fourth round,
36.
we're closing in on it.
And it really is looking to me like it's meant to be a statement match, a statement performance.
171 would leave him tops. Doesn't quite get it. He is now relying on a man averaging 111, missing darts at double. And he has missed all three.
Yeah, and that is a Scott Williams kind of moment to shine right here, but he needs a treble after that, and he gets a double 10.
68.
And that, well, when you look at the result, seemed hurried.
Double 5. Now double 2. And Luke Humphries does take the fourth set. 4 sets played. Luke Humphries has won every single one of them. There have been little moments for Scott Williams, but he has not taken his chances, and he is being mercilessly punished.
Yes, Luke Humphries leads our second semi-final, 4-0. The world number 3, who will move to world number 1 with a win here, is averaging 109 against Scott Williams. Little bit of relief there, because Williams, he had a chance at double 10 for the set, didn't get it. Humphries cleaned up. 10-180 so far, 5 huge finishes as well. Humphries hurtling towards the final. Let's get back to the action then, and let's rejoin John and Dan.
Well, they are serious numbers that Luke Humphries is throwing. The most important one, of course, is the scoreline. It is 4-0 to Coolhand. But the last 2 sets, Scott Williams has had 1 dart in the deciding legs to win them both. He wasn't able to take either of those chances, which is why he finds himself in this position. But he's in the game somehow. He deserves huge credit for bringing this out of Luke Humphries' John Parr. You would hope it goes back in a minute.
Well, yeah, he's won half as many legs, which doesn't sound much, but actually, he's won 6 legs against this standard. It's pretty good. It's not so bad at all. He is competing. Unfortunately, he's not competing in that set scores at the moment, and he's going to have to find a solution, and soon. You know, that the whole fantasy about outdoing his buddy Rob is just that. I mean, you're not going to come back from 5-0 down.
Well, all that confidence and self-belief and swagger and everything we've mentioned about Scott Williams, he's going to need every ounce of it to drag himself back into contention from here. But he may not have the option if Luke Humphries continues in this sort of fashion.
Yeah. Like supreme dart playing. 9 for double 16 for an 11 dart leg. And, you know, that's a decent opening to the set. Give Scott an idea of what he needs to do.
44.
Well, one of the distressing things in the Williams camp is he hasn't broken the Humphries throw since leg 1 of the match. This explains the set line a little better.
Well, in many cases, he would have needed a 9-darter to do so, because there's all sorts of 11 and 12 darters flying in from Luke Humphries. He is the closest anybody's come to hitting a 9-darter in this tournament. Scott Williams missed the double 18 for it against Danny Noppert.
Yeah, he's had 6 12 or betters, Luke Humphries. And Scott hasn't achieved that in the match yet.
How has he crammed that in there?
160. 162.
As good as a maximum. 162 to leave 140.
59.
Well, maximum would have left them easier out, but yes. That is a harder out, honest. He didn't make it look much harder, but
81.
he did now.
Yeah. Well, Luke Humphries is given the luxury of being able to laugh at his mistakes in a World Championship semi-final. Such is the
59.
cushion that he is sat upon.
Well, the one was a lot better than if he had bust on the treble again.
On the second leg.
And when you can do that in your next visit, I suppose it doesn't really matter. 2-0.
Okay.
Sometimes you watch a game played at such a high level, and you watch all these replays and stuff, and you forget that it's possible to miss.
121.
Well, a bit like watching Littler earlier, where it wasn't just the standard, it was the manner of the performance. This is Luke Humphries. This is what he's been doing so regularly. There's a grace and an elegance to this sheer ferocity of scoring power.
108.
Although Scott Williams could look pretty graceful as well. Desperate to find a treble from this position. Because if he doesn't, a promising position on the Humphries throw becomes a very difficult one.
121.
We've seen this go already with that 50 to start. Yes, treble 13. Yeah, double 16. Okay, he's done it twice now, exactly the same way. And Luke Humphries, averaging almost 122 in set 5, somehow manages to hang on and win it. We'll see if he can hang on and win this semifinal at 5-0 in sets when we return.
Where Luke Humphries is on the march, not just to the World Championship final, but to #1 in the world rankings. And Scott Williams, he has battled bravely, but there has been so little he can do at times in this match. 2 sets he's lost to 0, with Humphries averaging around the 120 mark. All the others have gone to deciding legs, but Humphries just better at the crucial moments. And how can you not be when you're averaging north of 110? We are in the sort of territory where this is top 5 averages in the history of this tournament. And it's not just about averages, they're just a guide, John Parr. But this is a special display.
It's absolutely stunning, and it's kind of what we think of Luke Humphries in the last 3-4 months. What he's become is the player that's capable of producing the 110 plus, and this is just where he's at. It's the ideal Humphries performance. We're seeing all the best of him, and well, I mean, he's looking very good to complete this, and it should be a real great final if he brings that and Littler brings what he brings. Wow.
We are in the 22nd leg. That is a 13th 180.
86.
Full-hand Luke Humphries.
The audience don't give him much break if he ever misses. They want their 9, and we all can see that he could do it with that quality.
Well, look, he's hitting loads of maximums, and he's hitting loads of massive combination finishes. It only happens if it happens in the same leg. There it is.
91.
He will not go away, Scott Williams. At no point in this match has his head dropped.
And he'll get a chance for that 1-3-2, and it's the sort of an outshot that's real flashy and the kind he'd like to deliver to Humphries now. Yes. Oh, it just caught too much of that other dart. You can see the contact. It was on the right side, though.
Straight in, and again Luke Humphries breaks and takes charge of a set.
Game.
He is 2 legs away from the final.
59.
There have been plenty of 6-0 maulings, more than you'd think actually in the semi-final stages of this tournament. 10 over the years. Phil Taylor responsible for 4 of them, Michael Van Gogh in a couple. Luke Humphries looking to join the group that includes Gary Anderson, Barney, Peter Manley and Kevin Painter. Dished out 6-0s at this stage of the biggest tournament in the world.
434.
Well, this is an unusual leg in that Luke needed a 140 just to get himself back into the leg he started. Fantastic effort here from Williams.
434.
Leaves himself 93, looking to break and get back into this set.
94.
Oh, and that's a crucial dart. Scott will know this is important.
Double 18. Superb leg of darts from Scott Williams.
The leg stopped the throw first.
Yeah, answered a 13 dart breaker throw with an 11 dart breaker throw of his own. And back in charge of the set. Hypothetically, has the advantage of throw here.
Just having a little spell, and perhaps his first of the whole match, Luke Humphries, where he is struggling to find the trebles, and it does open the door for Scott Williams. Just to have a leg where he's not feeling him breathing down his neck.
Might confuse him. Back up.
96.
He's trying to leave 170, failed to do so. So Scott can do just about anything here he wants.
Well, he's staying there, and it leaves double 6. And he has bossed his score, and he is back to 126. And I was about to question the board management there anyway.
Yes, and that would have been correct to do so.
Because it's an awkward number to leave yourself on double 6, even if you miss it. But to bust it and go back there, Luke Humphries is down to a double. And Scott Williams, he does have a dart at bull. And he doesn't get out of it. And if he'd taken a different route, that might not have happened.
Exactly. It was very risky. And he's punished. And now Luke throwing 4 to get to the final.
A hold of throw. And he is in the final. And he goes to number 1 in the world at the end of the tournament, irrespective of what happens in that final. Joining the greats. Van Gerwen, Taylor, Part even.
Yep, snuck in there for a couple of minutes.
6 months.
Well, yeah, they used to do it by 6 months periods on the points, yes.
6 month old.
You've done your homework. It probably would have been 6 minutes had it been the system they use currently.
Oh, can he set it up with a max? He can't. Doesn't get down to a finish. Scott Williams needs a couple of trebles. And he's not going to leave a finish. And Luke Humphries, the final is within touching distance.
This could be his last 3 and of a wonderful championship for Scott Williams.
42.
The unseeded Scott Williams. taken out 3 members of the top 10 in the world. Well, that is a match start missed. There will be more on the way for Luke Humphries. To wrap it up, we have our final. It has been a procession. It has been an exhibition. It has been brilliant from cool hand Luke Humphries. He has been the best player on the planet for the last few months. The winner of the World Grand Prix, the Grand Slam and the Players' Championship finals is on a massive unbeaten run of 18 games now. And he will take it to the World Championship final, where we have the clash of Lukes, Humphries versus Littler for the Sid Waddell Trophy and the biggest title in the world. He wanted to make a statement. He has done it tonight, John Parr.
Yeah, if he was ever going to get any attention and put some worry into his opponent tomorrow night, into his mind, he's done that job now. The highest average of the tournament at 108.74, knocking Stephen Bunting off the perch. And there we see that average, and just a tremendous visit, start to finish. And 18 of 30, 60% of doubles. That is superb in itself as well. A big fish in there for him. Just everything was wonderful there.
That is a top 10 average in the history of this tournament. It is an absolute hammering of a very talented and brave Scott Williams, but Luke Humphries on another level tonight. Sometimes unplayable, sometimes just too good when things did get tight. That double 10 sealing his spot in a first ever World Championship final. And he's on stage talking to Abby.
Luke Humphries through to your first World Championship final, also up to #1 in the world. You're overriding emotion right now.
Feels amazing. You know, I would never have imagined myself to be the world #1. That is a special, special feeling. And to do it in style, you know, I was really pleased with that performance there. But like I've said in many, many interviews, world #1 can last a couple of months. World champion is forever. So, you know, I've got a really, really tough task tomorrow against Luke.
One of the greatest performances we have ever seen on this stage. 6 ton-plus outs in that match, but the 180 setup shot to leave yourself on that 125 and take that out, is that the best indicator of how comfortable you felt tonight?
Yeah, I felt amazing yesterday, and in the practice room I felt even better. I think I was hitting some crazy 180s, and you know, I was watching what was going on between Luke and Rob. That was a fantastic game. So to put in a performance like that, yeah, it's very, very pleasing.
And of course, we'd never seen you average a ton on this stage until last night. How much of a bearing did that have on what we saw this evening?
Well, it gave me good confidence yesterday. You know, obviously, you know, I haven't really put in that statement performance in this tournament, and you know, probably a lot of people didn't really think I stood a chance after the first couple of games, which was fair enough. But you know, I've come back well. I've almost been out, and then I've put in 2 really good performances. So yeah, I'm really excited to be in my first world final. And you know, being world #1 as well, that is a special thing for me, because you know, that doesn't come around every often. So yeah, that's something I'm going to have to put at the back of my mind, because you know, there's a completely different thing on the line tomorrow.
Yeah, Luke Littler up in the final. You may have heard a thing or two about him. Just a word on his composure as well. How impressed have you been with how he's taken everything in his stride?
Yeah, I mean, I knew that the way he's played, I've seen it many, many times. But when you come up on this stage, it can be a lot tougher, and he's just proved that he's just got a lot of bottle. You know, nothing's going to faze him. He played like that tonight. Tomorrow's not going to faze him at all. So I'm probably going to have to play the game of my life. Probably have to play like that again to stand a chance of beating him. And I know what's in front of me. I know that the task there is. It's an uphill task. I got to play up my best tomorrow. I know that. But I'm hoping that I make him play his best as well. And you know, we give the fans, you know, hopefully one of the best world finals anyone's ever seen.
We're looking forward to a really intriguing clash. Ladies and gentlemen, your finalists and the new world